Action, got it.
Okay, I'd like to welcome you to the Downers Grove Township meeting of the Township Board of Trustees on Thursday, April 16th, 2020 at 7:30 p.m. Call this meeting to order. At this time, I'd like everybody here and at home to stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As per executive order, I believe it's 7, we are allowed to do this meeting by teleconferencing, so we will take a roll call of all attendees at this time.
Trustee Donner?
Present.
Trustee Ferguson? Trustee Kelly?
Trustee Kelly, are you present?
Trustee Vanderlaan?
Trustee Vanderlaan, are you here?
Supervisor Tone?
Here, we have a quorum. At this time, I am inviting public comment. We'll start with anybody who is physically here at the meeting. If they'd like to make a comment, you do not have to come up to the podium. Just go ahead and if you have a comment, that you fill out a form
Yes.
and give it to Lorraine. Both?
Yes.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Sure. My name is Mike Hahn, 4040 Glendenning, Downers Grove, Illinois. I've been on the fence about this building for some time, but I feel that with the present economic situation, I'd like to have this put on hold for a while. We could be heading into really bad financial problems. We could be heading into a depression. We just don't know at this point. So that's the extent of my comment, and just wanted you to consider that when you vote.
Thank you. Now, I also have, I believe, a comment that you sent
That
in.
was the same thing.
Okay, so I,
just cross that
with
one
your
out.
permission, I'll consider that one read.
Right, okay.
Okay,
right, thanks.
who's next?
Can I respectfully wait till the end of the comment? I'd like to listen to the other comments first, if I could, please.
Sure?
Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. First is from Jack Walzak. His email comment is, why is there a rush to approve a general contractor for the Township Multipurpose Center? Did the bids come in below budget estimates? What are the actual bids compared to the budget estimates? Are the bids based upon the good, better, or best, or combination thereof plans? Given the uncertainty of our economy due to the COVID-19 crisis, now does not appear to be the time for these capital expenditures. Please consider deferring a vote on this until actual public hearings can be held for both transparency and as a prudent step to determine whether new requirements may be required for public space gatherings once this crisis is finally behind us. Thank you, Jack Walzak. Thank you, Jack. Next is from Paul Flood. As a 35-year resident of Downers Grove Township, I respectfully suggest the Township Board consider deferring the award of a contract for the multipurpose senior center. Based upon current circumstances, the economic condition of the township can be fundamentally altered going forward. Neighboring villages are reevaluating their budget revenue projections, reduced sales tax, places of eating tax, TIF expenditures. As a result, some projects are being delayed or postponed. It seems prudent to postpone committing to this project and reassess how downward change in revenue could impact the existing financial obligations of the township. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Sincerely, Paul Flood. Anybody have a phone to time me on these? Because some of them are going to get wrong. Okay. Next is from Robert Petranek. Hello, Mark. I feel there's some reservation at the moment regarding moving forward with the project solely due to the current circumstances. I guess I'm looking at the fact there may be some unknowns that could be addressed with funds that are already at hand that couldn't possibly be anticipated right at this moment. I don't know the legality of that or if it's feasible, but we are in unprecedented times. I don't know how that part of funding works within/for the township. Also, I worry that we may get started with this thing and have to stall it for some months due to unknowns in the coming days. I think if we wait another month or a couple months to see how things shake out with the impact of the pandemic, we will have a better perspective on moving forward. This is a very valuable project. Perhaps even some vendors would be able to offer even greater discounts a couple of months down the road, given the current work stoppage that has affected practically everything in the country. I wish I could be more supportive of the cause immediately. However, that is the only input I have to share at this time. Thanks, Robert. Next is Judy Picorni. I am a resident of Downers Grove Township. My background includes serving as Vice President of Risk Management, where I was responsible for insurance and claims for a $5 billion company and was part of a team that developed the needs assessment and economic analysis of large capital projects. In addition, I worked as a management consultant to utilities, banks, and other corporations, helping them identify risks and weaknesses in their operations and providing suggested improvements. Finally, I am a member of the Board of Directors for West Suburban Community Food Pantry in Woodridge and served as the Interim Executive Director. Consequently, I have expertise in the planning and execution of a large food pantry serving DuPage County. It's my understanding that one of the primary reasons for the construction of the new township building is to provide a space for a senior center and improve the fish food pantry space. These are worthy services. However, over the past 2 months, the world has changed. It's time to step back and reconsider a spend of over $2 million of taxpayer funds to build the proposed township building for two primary reasons. One, due to the pandemic, it is apparent that many seniors and at-risk residents of the township cannot pay rent, afford food, medicine, or other necessities. The spend by elected officials of over $2 million of taxpayer money for a construction project is not responsible at this time. I am not suggesting that a senior center and improved food pantry are not needed, but rather I am suggesting that the trustees and township supervisor should step back and reassess the spend given the current environment. Demand for food and basic necessities have increased dramatically, especially for low-income residents. Why not provide these residents immediate financial assistance? And in a few months after the dust has settled, there could be many alternative spaces available near the township office for a senior center and fish pantry due to the many small businesses not having funds to reopen. These options should be explored and could prove to be a much cheaper alternative than new construction. As I mentioned, I'm on the board of the West Suburban Community Food Pantry. We served over 48,000 individuals in fiscal 2019.
2 minutes.
Okay. There is a strong trend in the food delivery industry to provide clients improved food services. Nearly 70% of the people in need don't come forward to use a food pantry due to transportation, pride, fear, or simply time. The traditional food pantry model is not ideally suited to meet the needs of those who struggle to make ends meet. Providing greater dignity and efficiency includes offering options such as choice, clients selecting what they require rather than receiving a pre-selected box of food, online ordering coupled with drive-through service, mobile pantries, and in-home delivery. Food pantries are adjusting to provide these improved services to clients. At West Suburban Community Food Pantry, we have developed the technology to provide our clients with online ordering and drive-up service, and we'll be providing our clients tools to order food through their phone.
3 minutes.
She goes on for a little bit, and the rest of this comment will be online in a rich text file. Next is, not Lorraine, Manuel Fernandez. It's actually a question, I think, given the downturn in the economy, has the Township Board completed an updated cost-benefit analysis of building versus buying an existing building or renting space? Thank you, Manuel Fernandez. Thank you. Okay. Next is from Ronald Vining. His comment, first I would like to commend the Downers Grove Township for working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure our safety during the global pandemic. In times of uncertainty, I am proud to be a resident of Downers Grove and know that our town will only continue to flourish once this is over. I'm writing today to discuss the planned Township Center building. While I am a proponent of the initiative, I am concerned that a decision to move forward during these stressful times would be harmful to the community. Our residents are struggling both mentally and financially, and while I'm excited to see this move forward, I ask you to consider postponing the decision to build the Township Center building and evaluate a plan to either rent or purchase an existing building to reduce overall cost. Thank you for your time and consideration. Best, Ron Vining. Thank you, Ron. Next is Eileen Fitzgerald. Mark, with regard to the Township meeting tonight and the vote to approve the general contractor for the new building, I think the new building should be put on hold. I think the building is a great idea, but timing might not be the best right now because of the current pandemic. The economy is not doing well. Seniors can't congregate now, and who knows when that will change or when seniors will want to congregate again. I'm sure many of them are afraid of getting the coronavirus. I don't think the township should be doing something that we want and not something that we absolutely need right now. The township is done without a senior center and can do so for the near future. We might find in the coming months that the township needs the funds allocated to the building for some other more pressing need. As far as the 501c3 raising additional funds, that may be challenging also. Many people are out of work, their retirement accounts are significantly reduced, and they may not be in a position to donate to our request for contributions. I'm hoping that things go back to normal soon, but I don't know if that's realistic at this time. Again, I think the building is a great idea, but the timing might not be the best right now. I know that is not what you probably want to hear, but that is my 2 cents. Sincerely, Eileen R. Fitzgerald. Thank you. The next is from Jim McCarthy. He sent me 2 emails and asked that this be the one to be read into the comments. Mark, thank you for your response and voicemail. Sorry I missed your call. I'm actually in the office working today. I don't know enough about the project to say one way or another, but I know you have put a lot of work into this, and I trust your judgment. My concern is the timing given current circumstances and the apparent lack of public awareness of the project. As you mentioned, that townships often fly under the radar, and this seems to be the case here. My understanding is that all of the bids were in excess of $2.4 million, which would probably be the biggest single spend in township history. The lack of public awareness, coupled with the inability of the public to attend the meeting and make comments, along with the COVID-19 situation, suggests to me that tabling this matter for 2 to 3 months is appropriate. And the second email we will include in the rich text file. It says essentially the same with more words. Next is from Mitchell Drew. Good evening. I'm emailing in regards to this evening motion to approve a general contractor for the Township Multipurpose Senior Center project. Please accept my apologies for this late submission. First, I very much support the Township Multipurpose Senior Center project. I think it's a great idea to provide senior services, and I feel it's very much needed in our township. However, I question the timing of this prospective vote and subsequent approval. As a real estate development professional, we are seeing significant volatility in construction pricing. As an example, lumber is down 41% from its high less than 2 months ago. The effect of material price decreases have not quite made its way into the bidding process, as contractor pricing adjustments are lagging. Further, there could potentially be a better value play as we see forecasts of commercial vacancy, which may create a buying retrofitting opportunity. This could dramatically benefit taxpayers and perhaps result in an improved offering relative cost for our seniors. Finally, while I have participated in several Zoom meetings, I do not believe this is the new normal. We will likely return to some sense of normalcy in the very near future, perhaps by even June. I would encourage the trustees to consider delaying consideration for some nominal period of time, perhaps 60 days, to allow pricing to improve and further assess the options post-COVID. Thank you for your consideration, T. Drew Mitchell. Thank you. Next is, that's Mike's. He already read his in. Okay. Next is Jack Novak. Last year, Supervisor Mark Toman explained to me this very ambitious project to create a center that would serve the seniors of our community as both a meeting place as well as a more accessible food pantry run by the Fish Organization. He shared the preliminary drawings and discussed a few of the obstacles that a project of this magnitude would need to manage. I was quite impressed with the project and agreed that the underserved seniors in our community would greatly benefit from this endeavor. In the last 2 months, our world has changed profoundly. We are now dealing with a pandemic that has crippled our economy, our workforce, and our families. We are just beginning to see the degree of social separation we need and its impact, and this may go on for a sustained period. The severity of the quarantine and the impact to our society and economy will lessen with time, but the delay returning to normalcy may endure for far longer than we currently envision. We are in a recession that may last for longer than we now imagine. Money is a tool and may become tight as families defer paying taxes and expenses. Having a cash surplus may be a resource that could come in handy in the coming months or even years. Beginning a major project is always fraught with uncertainty. The effect of the pandemic on our economy and workforce will only increase that uncertainty, especially regarding project costs and associated timetables. Our healthy workforce runs the risk of contracting COVID-19. Without reliable testing, sleeper carriers may infect those in the workplace who cannot practice social distancing or are without adequate PPE protection, impacting the availability and reliability of our workforce. It should be expected that major projects undertaken now will most likely not be able to maintain project schedules. Unanticipated delays due to workforce issues or raw material availability and declining inventories could easily drive project costs up and delay the schedule. For example, many construction companies don't own the heavy equipment they use. Instead, they lease it for each project and only for as long as necessary. Unanticipated delays could force companies to hold on to equipment longer than budgeted. Additionally, any overtime authorized in an attempt to retighten the schedule would further exacerbate the project budget. With the impact of this pandemic is having on our economy, there may be new opportunities to achieve the goals of better serving our seniors while postponing expending our cash reserves. These opportunities should be explored since through no fault of our own, the economic landscape has changed. Storefronts and small commercial properties will become available as more businesses become casualties of this crisis. There may be a great opportunity just waiting to be discovered. The township as a taxing body has a fiduciary responsibility to the taxpayers. The township's elected officials are the stewards of the community they serve when it comes to how to use the tax money collected from the residents for the good of the community. This pandemic adds a new wrinkle in our efforts to serve that community. The most prudent recourse is for the township board to look at all opportunities and verify that the course of action and expenditure being promoted now is still the best solution and in the best interests of the entire community.
3 minutes.
Perfect. A perfect 3-minute comment, Mr. Novak. This next is from Mary Beth Glenn. Dear Mr. Toman, I wish to express my wholehearted support to immediately move forward with the plans for development of the Township Multipurpose Senior Center project. I've been a proud Downers Grove resident for over 30 years. There is so much that the Downers Grove Township has to offer, and I believe with the growing number of seniors in the township, this will afford them the ability to remain active in the community they have grown to love. We all know that whenever a senior project is built, it becomes an absolute credit to the neighborhood. Sincerely, Mary Beth Glenn. Thank you. Next is from Lisa Raisin. Hi, Mark. To be in compliance with the Illinois Food Bank, we need to be able to provide our clients a clean, one-level walk-through pantry. This has become mandatory moving forward with the IFB, the Illinois Food Bank. We are very grateful to have a pantry like this for our communities. Just in the last few weeks, we've been receiving very generous donations. Going up and down the stairs, whether it is staff, volunteers, or clients, is not safe and a hazard. It's critical to move forward with the new building for us to stay current with the demands of the IFB as well as our clients. Thank you, Linda Raisin. She is a volunteer at the Fish Food and Clothing Pantry. The next is from Maureen Kevin. Mark, I cannot tell you how thrilled I was to hear that the township is going to build a senior center that would have a food pantry, Meals on Wheels, and a center for seniors. Especially now, this is needed. I wholeheartedly endorse this plan. Good luck and much success, Maureen Kevin. Next is from Maureen Wood to Mark Toman. The Friends of Downers Grove Township Seniors have diligently supported your leadership in managing the Senior Township Building Project and will continue to do so. Our board members, senior professionals living and or working in the township have enjoyed raising funds for this effort. The positive outcome of all of our efforts will improve overall services for seniors and families in the township. From Maureen Wood. Yeah, there's nothing on that. Next is from Frank Worcester. Addressed to me. I'm writing today to voice my support for the construction of the new senior center scheduled to be constructed this year. The township has been budgeting for many years and now has the money and opportunity to support our seniors for the first time. Please approve the budget ASAP. Thanks, Frank Worcester. He was my predecessor as supervisor. Next is from Gail Wagner. Mark, as chairman of the Downers Grove Township Senior Advisory Council, board member of the Friends for Downers Grove Township Seniors, not-for-profit community relations manager for Independence for Seniors, home care, as well as Downers Grove resident for the past 20 years, I wanted to send my support for the planned Township Center. The proposed center will provide much needed space to accommodate and expand current programs for the community, a space to give dignity to residents in need of support through programs such as the pantry, a place for older adults to continue to be educated through the survival series, a distribution center for FEMA, and many other needed and necessary programs for the township. This upgrade will also provide an ADA compliant building, thereby bringing the opportunity for additional township residents utilize these necessary benefits. I look forward to the progression of the Downers Grove Township through the Township Center. Most sincerely, Gail Wagner. Thank you. Next is from John Hakeem. Dear Mark, I heard you're planning to build a new building to house a new senior center. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents worth in support of the project. A few years ago, when I first visited the lower level where food and clothes were kept, the stairs made me a little nervous because of my bad hip. So I think it's a good idea for the township to build a new senior center where seniors can come in and out of safely. Thanks for what all of you do for all of us. Warm regards, John. Next is from Mary Ferguson. Mark, I'm writing this in support of the new township building. This building will bring much needed support to some of our most vulnerable population. We cannot wait, we need this to happen now. The threat of hunger is a real fear for many, and a food pantry that is ADA compliant will help those with limitations receive the nutrition they need to have an improved quality of life. The Meals on Wheels program has a significant positive impact on the health, well-being, and social connectedness of homebound seniors. In addition, this new building will provide more space for residents to come together to enjoy activities safely and socialize comfortably. The current education series, Senior Survival, already has to limit those attending due to space constraints. The township should allow not-for-profits to serve our township residents, as they can provide a wealth of knowledge and resources that otherwise might not be available. These partnerships should be encouraged and supported. Please work to make this happen now. We cannot afford to wait. If you hold off, it would be a great disservice to those we are committed to helping our community. Kind regards, Mary Ferguson, Community Outreach Aspired Living. Thank you. Next is from Janet Garreau. I hope I'm not butchering that. Mark, I wanted to send an email in support of continuing the Township Center building project. As you know, Interfaith Community Partners is a nonprofit organization that provides rides to older adults to places like their physician appointments and the grocery store. As I've been working with the Senior Advisory Council to provide our services to the Downers Grove Township and areas surrounding it, I feel strongly that this building will provide necessary space for the many needed activities of older adults and other residents. Thank you for your hard work with making the lives of Downers Grove Township residents the best it can be. Janet. Thank you. Next is Kathy Abate. Dear Supervisor Mark Tolman, the purpose of my email is to confirm the building of a new senior center of the Downers Grove Township property, empty lot, adjacent to the current township building. As a former Downers Grove Township trustee, I strongly, all in caps, support this effort. The new building will allow the township to better service our aging seniors and to house our fish pantry. Our current building is one of the smallest township buildings in DuPage County, with our township being the largest in population. Our fish pantry serves many of our indigent residents, but the pantry space in the basement with no elevator option for our participants. The Downers Grove Township has been a fiscally conservative government body for as long as I can remember, including the 8 years I served on its board from 2009 to 2017. The capital that we used for this project has been in the budget for many years. It is a space so desperately needed to better serve not only our seniors, but all residents as well. It should be noted that the building of this project will not cost our taxpayers any additional funds. It is a win-win project for our seniors, fish pantry, taxpayers, and our staff. There should be a vote on moving forward with this project. I vote in the affirmative. Sincerely, Kathleen Abate. Thank you. Next is Marilyn Krolak. Mark, this email is regards to the new Downers Grove Township building and to urge you to move forward with those plans. The unexpected onset of the coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19, has taken the nation, state, and our communities by surprise. We have not seen this type of epidemic in our lifetime, and the message at this time focuses on sheltering in place. With that in mind, I want to urge you to not lose sight of your long-term plans with the new Downers Grove Township building. COVID-19 will not last forever, and having a facility for seniors to access will be more important than ever in a few months. Sheltering in place is and will cause additional physical and mental strain on older adults. The Downers Grove Township facility is essential as a hub to provide services to the township residents. Additionally, while some businesses have been forced to shut down due to COVID-19, the commercial construction is somewhat of an exception. The temporary departure from normal has provided an opportunity and ideal timing to proceed and complete your building endeavor. Your commitment as a township to undertake a new Downers Grove Township building project was timely and also visionary on your part and that of the township trustees. That vision is even more timely now in view of COVID-19 and the hardships it is causing and will leave us to address and administer. I urge you to keep the faith and not lose sight of the light at the end of the tunnel with COVID-19. Be steadfast and stay committed to moving forward with the project. It is paramount to the well-being of the older adults and all residents of Downers Grove Township. Please pass this email on to your trustees and collaborative partners with the project. Please contact me if you have any questions. Most importantly, stay safe and well. Best, Marilyn. Thank you. Next is Marjorie. Dear Township officials, I just wanted to drop you a note to urge you to go forward with your modest facility expansion project. People are hungry now, people need clothing now. While times are uncertain, the needs of your new facility will address, the needs that your new facility will address are growing exponentially. Now is not the time to pause on this project. You each need to be doing everything you can to get this moving faster, not slower. By pausing, you would only further punish the people we all serve. Thanks for all that you do, Marjorie, Commissioner, Village of Downers Grove. Thank you. Next is Carrie Quirin. Mark, I hope we can keep the project for the new township building moving forward. Our seniors need resources and support in times like these more than ever. I think especially with this pandemic, the community realizes the importance of supporting seniors as this has exposed their vulnerability in so many ways. Thank you, Carrie Quirin, Senior Living Seconds. Oh, we got a gift from Zoom. We've removed the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting, so I don't have to read so fast. Okay, I'm on a tear though. Next is from Bill McQuarters. I am in 100% support of the new township building and new food pantry. I hope that this project can go through as I would benefit from it and use it all the time. I'm a low-income senior and I'm having trouble making ends meet and keeping up with my bills. Thank you so much, Bill McQuarters. Thank you, Bill. Next is Noel Manley. Excuse me. Mark, my wife and I want to express our support for the proposed Downers Grove Township Senior Center. This is a great way to dedicate township resources to the service of one of our important populations. Thank you for your consideration, Noel Manley. Thank you, Noel. And this is a multi-pager. This is from George Goodwin. Dear Mark, when I heard the announcement that Downers Grove Township was planning a new building next to the existing office building at a senior advisory council meeting, I was very excited about its potential to serve the senior citizens in the township. The fish pantry would have the space for seniors to actually shop for an expanded selection of groceries. In addition, there would be room for seniors to see the clothing selection. A new kitchen will allow an expansion of the Meals on Wheels program to serve more of the township's homebound and senior citizens. This program assures the seniors get a hot meal and a frequent well-being check. The larger meeting room has been needed for quite some time. Attendance is currently limited at the Senior Survival Skills Seminars and the AARP Smart Driving classes. Both of these education programs can be expanded in size and frequency with a larger meeting room. They are a great benefit to the township seniors. As a volunteer deputy state coordinator for AARP's driver safety program, I get to see how other townships put their larger facilities to good use. They have weekly or monthly luncheons for seniors, sewing or quilting programs, game or card playing times, and the free AARP tax aid service. In addition, there would be room for exercise or yoga classes, painting classes, as well as movie time. The current stay-at-home order has shown us how much we all miss interaction with other seniors. A new larger facility will allow the township to better serve seniors, especially those living in unincorporated areas of the township, as I do. Thanks for providing the leadership to make this new building become a reality. George Goodwin. Thank you. That's just an extra page. Last but not least of the emailed is Pat Klebanow. Hi Mark, I just wanted to let you know that you have my support to start our township's new building for seniors and fish pantry. You have put a lot of time and money into planning and preparation for this building. There will always be bumps in the road and it may be necessary to make minor changes in the construction once the construction has started, which is common. So I think it's time to show all your hard work, and if you still want to plan something, start planning your groundbreaking ceremony. With interest rates low, I think it's time to bite the bullet, and as Nike's motto says, just do it, pat Clevin out. Thank you. That's the total of the emails that received, and these I'll scan and send out to the trustees tomorrow so they have a hard copy, and then we'll have Amanda put together a rich text file, and that way you can attach it to the minutes, and we can put it on the transparency page. So that leaves us with Assessor Bolts for making your comments.
Actually, I came to just kind of give you an update on the information that we've been getting from the assessor's office. My mouth is a little bit dry from being inside here. You know, that's why I wanted to let you guys get all the building discussion out of the way. Excuse me, we've been getting, most of our phone calls that we've been getting have been related to, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do this, sorry, I can talk like this now. Excuse me. Volume been kind of moderate as far as everything's concerned right now, considering we just got out of the general assessment period. But most of the phone calls that we've been getting from residents and activity has been related to tax payments. So people are concerned about being able to pay their tax bills. You know, a lot of the residents are, either concerned about losing their job or have lost their jobs of the calls we're getting. And so a new note that the county is looking at potentially waiving late charges on, they're looking at different alternatives for waiving late charges on the first installment. They had their first discussions, I believe, unofficially at their meeting on Tuesday. That's most of, again, most of the discussions we're having. They haven't made an official decision. I believe Kane County just approved a waiver of the first installment for 30 days on their first installment of payments. We know exactly what the counties are going to do, but that's generally what we're having. Other than that, we're taking all safety precautions that we can. We've got a couple people that are coming into the office on a regular basis. They are socially distancing, so that we make sure that they're not coming in contact. We have no meetings within the office with residents coming in. Any field inspections that are going on are being done on exteriors only, and having no contact with with anybody out in the field to make sure we're ensuring the safety of both property owners and the staff. Other than that, just wanted to kind of give you all an update.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I missed, there was a Paul C. waiting in the waiting room. I hope he didn't leave while I was speed reading all of those comments. So welcome if you're still here. And I'm sorry if I missed you if you're not. Okay, I believe, let me double check. I think anybody, let's see, Jack had a comment. Carol Soul is attending the meeting. Did she fill out a form or indicate she wanted to make a comment?
I haven't heard anything.
Okay, okay. I don't have.
Normally, Mark, people wave their arm when they want to make a comment, you gotta unmute them on that. So if someone wants to
I'm trying to
comment,
unmute.
they simply just raise their hand and you can unmute them as the moderator.
Carol, do you have any comment you would like to make in public comments?
No, the only thing is not an unfamiliar project to many of the citizens of Downersville Township, but the majority of the comments were in favor of proceeding.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to put you back on mute again, but thank you for your comment about the comments. Let me just double check and see if there's anybody else here. Jay Mack is a resident, is online. I don't know if I can, have a little trouble unmuting. Jay Mack, if you can hear me, you're just a person, you don't have video, so I'm not having success unmuting you. If you have a comment, I apologize. Hello, Jay Mack, can you hear me? If you have a comment and you'd like to have it included, send me an email tomorrow and I'll put it in the rich text file. I also have a Paul C. Paul, can you hear me? Doesn't appear.
I don't be muted, so I believe everyone's fine.
Okay, all right, so we can move on from there, thank you. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve minutes of the regular board meeting from March 19th, 2020 as presented.
So moved.
Are there any comments? Abby?
Need a second.
I'll second that. Can I say? Yeah. Actually, you would be seconding it.
No, first.
Okay.
I made the motion.
Okay, I'll second it. Abby, do you have any comments on the minutes?
No?
Karen, do you have any comments on the minutes?
No, I do not.
Dave, do you have any comments on the minutes? None, okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries 5-0, thank you. Next up, I will make the motion to approve the trustee audit of bills and claims as presented.
Second.
Open for discussion. I went ahead and did the audit. Art also did the audit. Karen did her audit at home and sent an email confirmation. The clerk has done her attestations. If Dave and Abby, if you have time, please take a look through them and then send me a confirmation email that you approved the audit. And I'll include those with the packets and the files. And with that, I'll ask for are there any discussion items? Karen?
No?
Any discussion items, Abby?
No.
Any discussion items, Dave? None. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, next is a motion to approve a general contractor for the Township Multipurpose Senior Center project. Can I get a second on that?
You're making the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, I will second that.
This is a motion to approve E.P. Doyle as the general contractor to begin negotiations to end up with a contract for the multipurpose senior center project. At this time, I will open the floor for discussion. Abby, do you have any comments?
Sure, I appreciate everyone who submitted comments in favor and against the senior center. My main concern at this time is the timing of the project. I do support the senior center. I just feel like while we've been quarantined for the last over a month now, it's just presented a lot of uncertainties, and I have concerns about that.
Okay, Karen, any comments?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone that made public comment, pro or against the thought of building this township center. Last year at our annual town meeting, I provided information and updates on our plans to enhance services to our senior services. For the record, I still believe this is important. Our proposed township center would allow us to expand these services, but life has dealt us, as we all know, a new set of circumstances, this COVID-19 virus. With shelter in place, businesses, unless essential, are currently closed, and there may be even more full business closures forthcoming. Many retail stores are closed, therefore there is less vending and less sales tax. Other villages and townships are reevaluating their capital expenditures, and you can look at the April 7th Downers Grove Village meeting that will give you some idea of what Downers Grove is planning. Revenue from the state, can you see me? Okay. Revenue from the state at this time may be uncertain. The board is at a point to evaluate if this is still a good time to start construction on the township center. I want to be on record that I feel construction on the township center, I wanted to be on record that I feel very strongly that expanded senior services, helping those in need of food and financial assistance, is needed now more than ever. But with the uncertainty of the economy, the cost of the building and its future operating expenses, the uncertainty of revenue sources and timing, my vote will take these issues into consideration. We have a lot of these services in place already, although they might not be the ideal situation. They are working for our people, such as the food pantry. At this time, I believe we should focus on a better way to address the needs of underprivileged individuals rather than spending money on a brick and mortar building. Also, as a result of COVID-19, we really don't know in the future if there might be restrictions and regulations prohibiting large group gatherings, especially for seniors. and how they could affect these meetings in a new building. I feel very strongly that until the economy improves, we should postpone construction of the Township Center. Thank you very much.
Dave, do you have any comments?
I have no comment.
Art, do you have any comments?
I am completely supportive of this project. I've been watching this for 15 months. It's been very transparent. You've been bringing it up at every meeting. There's been an outreach to people in the community for over a year and a half that I've done, and I've reached the conclusion that everyone is very supportive of this project. I do not feel that if we delay this project for 3 more months, there's going to be any different criteria in front of us that would change my decision. So I am supportive of this project right now.
I would like to thank everybody for their comments. I have nothing further to add at this time, other than to note that Michael Hahn and Jewel 38 have entered the meeting room, and Jay Mack has come in. So, welcome. At this point, I will close discussion, and I will ask for a roll call vote on the motion to approve the general contractor for the Township Multipurpose Senior Center project.
Okay. Trustee Donna.
Aye.
Trustee Ferguson.
Present.
Trustee Kelly.
Hey,
Trustee Vanderline.
Aye.
Or Supervisor Tolman.
Aye. The motion passes 3-1-1, 3-4-1 against, and 1 voting present. Thank you. Next up is the Supervisors Report. Try to keep this brief. We have food pantry has been going full bore. We've been doing a good job with the drive-through. We're kind of running low on volunteers. I'd like to thank the Grove Foundation. They showed up with 5 carloads of food today and a check for $1,000 for the food pantry. We've also, since they publicized that with the fish pantry has also received 5 additional donations. I don't know the dollar amounts. We just got the envelopes and handed them over to Ruth. So thank you very much, Grove Foundation, for your efforts and support of the Fish, Food, and Clothing Pantry. In conjunction with that, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council, we will be taking names of senior citizens, their names, their addresses, their phone numbers, their email addresses, and we are entering into an agreement to provide a frozen 5-meal pack for senior citizens age 60 and over if they call us up and sign up. Details are on our website, on our Facebook page, and on our Nextdoor page. We will schedule a pickup for Monday morning when the food pantry is open on April 27th from 9 to 11 a.m. And we hope it's successful enough that we can do it more often. And again, what the food pantry is doing right now during the shutdown, and what the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is doing right now during shutdown would be significantly easier for us to do if this building already existed. That's my supervisor's report. Is there any old business? Trustee Kelly?
no, I don't have any.
Trustee Ferguson?
No.
Trustee Vanderlaan?
No.
Trustee Donner?
None.
There being no old business, is there any new business? Trustee Kelly?
None.
Trustee Ferguson?
No.
Trustee Vanderlaan? Trustee Donner?
None.
With that, our business is concluded, and I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed that want to stick around and have me read the comments again? We are adjourned. Thank you. The annual town meeting we are still on hold for, and we will post that information as soon as the state gives us further guidance. So stay tuned on that. Our next regular Downers Grove Township Board meeting will be held on Thursday, May 21st, 2020 at 7:30 p.m. Thank you and good evening, that's it.
I would comment is based on the comments I've heard, the majority of people who took the time to comment, and I think that those comments indicate that this